Blood on chrome. 3 letters that would change everything. SOS. The silent 12-year-old girl had found the only voice left to her, written in desperation across the tank of Thunder Morrison's Harley. But what the Hells Angel Motorcycle Club discovered that day would unleash a fury no trafficker could have imagined. If you believe that heroes can emerge from the darkest places and that sometimes justice wears leather instead of a badge, please hit that like button and share your thoughts below. Your support helps bring these powerful stories to light. The September heat shimmered off the asphalt at the Crossroads truck stop, just off Interstate 40, near Flagstaff, Arizona. Jake "Thunder" Morrison killed the engine of his Harley-Davidson Street Glide, the chrome pipes ticking as they cooled. Behind him, 49 other bikes of the Hells Angel MC rumbled to a stop, creating an impressive display of American steel and leather. Thunder removed his helmet, revealing weathered features marked by sun and wind, grey threading through his dark beard. His eyes, sharp blue and constantly scanning, a habit from 3 tours in Afghanistan, swept across the busy truck stop. Something felt off today, though he couldn't place it. 5-minute stop, brothers, he called out, his voice carrying the authority of a man used to leading. Fuel up and grab water. We've got 200 miles to Phoenix. The Hells Angel dismounted with practiced ease, a sea of leather vests bearing their colors, a snarling wolf silhouetted against a full moon. Unlike some clubs, they wore their reputation with quiet dignity. Most were veterans, men who'd seen enough violence overseas to know when and how to use force with precision. Thunder headed for the gas pumps, his Harley thirsty after the morning ride. That's when he saw her, a small figure near the convenience store entrance, holding a cardboard sign. The girl looked about 12, thin as a whisper, with tangled dark hair partially hiding her face. Her sign read, "Please help, hungry, God bless." Something twisted in Thunder's gut. He'd seen too many children begging in war zones, knew the hollow look of real desperation. But this was America. This was wrong. The girl's eyes tracked the bikers with a strange intensity. Most street kids avoided eye contact, especially with men like them. But she stared, her gaze fixed on Thunder as he fueled his bike. Those eyes, brown and enormous in her gaunt face, held something beyond hunger. They held terror. "Boss," Hammer, his sergeant-at-arms, appeared at his shoulder. "You seeing this?" "Yeah." Thunder's jaw tightened. "Where's her handler?" Because there was always a handler. Kids didn't beg alone at truck stops without someone watching, someone collecting. Thunder's eyes found him quickly, a man in his 30s, greasy hair, nervous energy, standing by a beat-up van. The man was pretending to check his phone, but his attention never left the girl. "White van, 2 o'clock, Thunder murmured, "probably more inside." The girl had started moving, weaving between the parked bikes with her sign. Several Hells Angel reached for their wallets, but Thunder held up a hand. Something was happening here. The girl wasn't asking for money. She was looking for something else. She stopped at Thunder's bike, her free hand reaching toward the chrome tank. Her handler barked something from across the lot, not English, maybe Romanian, and she flinched. But her hand kept moving, fingers tracing the smooth metal. "Hey there, sweetheart," Thunder said gently, squatting to her level. "You okay?" She opened her mouth and no sound came out, not even a whisper. She tried again, lips forming words that wouldn't come. Mute. The realization hit Thunder like a physical blow. The handler was moving now, closing the distance with quick strides. The girl's eyes widened with panic. In one swift motion, she dragged her palm along the edge of Thunder's license plate holder, a sharp edge he'd been meaning to file down. Blood welled immediately. "Jesus!" Hammer stepped forward, but Thunder held him back with a gesture. The girl pressed her bloody palm against the chrome tank of Thunder's Harley and began to write. 3 letters, dark red against silver, SOS. Thunder's world narrowed to those 3 letters, to the desperate courage of a child who'd hurt herself to send a message. He'd seen bravery in many forms, but this silent scream for help, shattered something inside him. The handler reached them, face flushed with anger. "Sorry, sorry." His accent was thick. "Stupid girl, always touching. Come, Lily." He grabbed the girl's arm roughly, yanking her away from the bike. Lily. Her name was Lily. "Hold up there, friend," Thunder said, standing slowly. At 6'3", he towered over the handler. "She's bleeding. Let's get her cleaned up." "No need, no need. We have bandages in van." The man's grip on Lily tightened, and she winced. "Come, stupid girl." Thunder's hand moved to his vest pocket, pulling out a $100 bill. "For the sign," he said, offering it to Lily directly. "You earned it, sweetheart." The handler's eyes lit with greed, but Thunder kept the bill just out of reach. "She takes it," he said firmly, "not you." Lily reached for the money with her uninjured hand. As she took it, Thunder caught her wrist gently, turning it palm up. What he saw there made his blood run cold. Scars. Dozens of small, round scars. Cigarette burns, old ones and newer ones. A map of systematic abuse written on child's skin. The handler jerked Lily away, snatching the money. "We go now, thank you, thank you." Thunder watched them retreat toward the van, his hands clenching into fists. Around him, his brothers had seen the blood, seen the message. The air crackled with tension. "Boss." Hammer's voice was low, dangerous. "That what I think it was." Thunder pulled out his phone, snapping a quick photo of his tank with the bloody letters still visible. "Yeah, get Ghost and Wizard. Tell them we've got a situation." The Hells Angel regrouped behind the truck stop, 50 men in a tight circle, voices low and serious. Thunder stood at the center, his phone displaying the image of Lily's desperate message. "The girl's being trafficked," he said bluntly. "Mute, probably from trauma. Cigarette burns all over her hands. She risked everything to write those 3 letters. Ghost, their intel specialist and former CIA, was already working his phone. White van, Arizona plates. I'm running them now." His fingers flew across the screen. "Registered to a Pavel Dimitrov, address in Phoenix. But here's the interesting part. He's got priors, assault, possession, and," he paused, "suspected human trafficking. Charges dropped when witnesses disappeared." "How many in the van?" Wizard asked. He'd been a combat medic, now worked as an EMT. His medical bag was already in his hands. "At least one more," Thunder replied. "Could be more kids inside." "We can't just let them drive away," Hammer growled. "That little girl." "We also can't start a war in a truck stop parking lot," Thunder cut him off. "Too many civilians. Too many cameras. And if we spook them, they might hurt her or dump her somewhere we'll never find her." Reaper, their youngest member at 25 but sharp as a blade, raised his hand. "I can put a tracker on the van, military grade, magnetic. They'll never know." Thunder nodded. "Do it. Quiet and quick." As Reaper slipped away, Thunder addressed the group. "Listen up, this isn't Afghanistan. We can't go in guns blazing. But that girl asked for our help, and Hell's Angel don't abandon kids in danger. We follow them, we gather intel, and we get her out. Clean and smart." "What about cops?" someone asked. Ghost looked up from his phone. "Based on what I'm seeing, Pavel's connected. He's beaten charges before. Cops might just tip him off, and Lily disappears forever. Besides, she came to us. She saw 50 cops at that convention last week and didn't write help then. She chose us." Thunder felt the weight of that choice. In Afghanistan, he'd worked with local kids who'd been brutalized by the Taliban. He'd promised himself that back home in America, kids would be safe. That promise felt hollow now. Reaper returned, giving a subtle thumbs up. The tracker was in place. "Mount up," Thunder ordered. "We follow at distance. Ghost, coordinate through comms. I want eyes on that van at all times, but they can't know we're there." The Hells Angel moved with military precision, engines starting in sequence. But as they prepared to leave, Thunder noticed something. A small crowd had gathered. Truckers, families, other travelers. They'd seen the blood on his tank, seen the gathering of bikers. An old trucker approached, Vietnam veteran cap on his head. "That little girl in trouble, son?" Thunder met his eyes. "Yeah." The trucker nodded slowly. "Saw her here last week, too. Different sign, same scared look. You boys planning to help her?" "That's the idea." The trucker pulled out a worn $20 bill and pressed it into Thunder's hand. "For her, when you get her safe." Others stepped forward. A mother with 2 kids, a young couple, other truckers. Money appeared, 5s, 10s, 20s. Not for the club, but for Lily. Thunder's throat tightened as he accepted each bill. "We'll make sure she gets it," he promised. "Every penny." The white van pulled out of the truck stop, heading east on I-40. Thunder waited exactly 3 minutes before following, his brothers spread out behind him in a loose formation. Just another motorcycle club on the highway, nothing suspicious. "Vans maintaining speed limit," Ghost's voice crackled through the Bluetooth in Thunder's helmet. "Tracker shows them steady at 65. Thunder clicked his mic once in acknowledgement. His tank still bore Lily's message, the blood now dried to rust brown. He'd clean it later, but not yet. Right now it was evidence. Right now it was a promise. The Arizona landscape rolled by, red rocks and sparse vegetation under a blazing sun. Thunder's mind worked through possibilities. Where were they taking her? How many other kids might be involved? How deep did this go? "Boss," Hammer's voice in his ear. "Van's exiting, Highway 89, heading north." North meant toward the reservation, toward isolated areas where people could disappear. Thunder's jaw tightened. They needed to act soon, but they needed the right opportunity. "Wizard, what's the nearest hospital up that way?" "Checking. Nothing major for 50 miles. Just a small clinic in Grey Mountain. Too far. If things went wrong, if Lily was hurt, or if there were other kids, they'd need medical help fast." "Reaper, how's your drone?" "In my saddlebag, boss. 10-minute flight time, HD camera." "Get ready to deploy when they stop. I want to know what's in that van." The highway narrowed as they headed north, traffic thinning out. The van maintained its steady pace, unaware of the 50 guardian angels following at a distance. Thunder thought about Lily's eyes, about the courage it took to hurt herself just to ask for help. In Afghanistan, he'd learned that the smallest acts of bravery often came from those with the most to lose. A child informant who whispered about IED locations, a mother who hid wounded Americans in her home, now a mute girl who wrote in blood when words failed her. "Van's slowing," Ghost reported. "Looks like." "Yeah, they're pulling into a rest area. Little one, mostly empty." This was it. Thunder's hand moved instinctively to his vest, feeling the weight of the Colt 1911 in his inside pocket. Old habits from old wars, but this required finesse, not firepower. "Listen up," he commanded through comms. "Hammer, take 10 brothers and continue past the rest area. Circle back through the access road. Box them in if needed. Ghost and Wizard with me. Everyone else, spread out in the rest area. Look casual. We're just taking a break." "What's the play, boss?" Ghost asked. Thunder's mind calculated rapidly. "We need to see inside that van. Confirm how many kids, what condition they're in. Then we need to separate Pavel from them without spooking him into doing something stupid." The rest area came into view. Picnic tables, restrooms, a few parked cars. The white van sat at the far end, away from other vehicles. Smart. Isolated. Thunder's tactical mind recognized the positioning of someone used to avoiding attention. He pulled into a spot close enough to observe, but not threaten. Through his mirrors, he watched his brothers filter in, taking strategic positions. Hammer's group would be in position within minutes. The van's doors remained closed, waiting, watching. Thunder dismounted, stretching casually while his eyes never left the van. "Ghost, can you get a heat signature reading?" "Already on it." Ghost pulled out what looked like a large phone but was actually military-grade thermal imaging. "I'm reading. 4 bodies in the back, small signatures, kids, boss, definitely kids. 4 children." Thunder's hands clenched. Lily wasn't alone in there. Movement. The van's side door slid open and Pavel stepped out, pulling Lily with him. She still clutched her cardboard sign, her wounded hand now wrapped in a dirty rag. Pavel scanned the rest area, his eyes lingering on the bikers before dismissing them. "Bathroom run," Thunder murmured. "This is our chance." Pavel dragged Lily toward the restrooms, his grip firm on her thin arm. Thunder watched them disappear inside the women's restroom, Pavel following her in, which made Thunder's blood boil. But it also meant privacy for what came next. "Wizard, Ghost, we're going in," Thunder said quietly. "Reaper, get that drone up." I want eyes on the van. Everyone else, maintain positions. The three Hells Angel moved casually toward the restrooms, just bikers stretching their legs. Thunder pushed open the door to the women's restroom, ready for confrontation. The scene inside stopped him cold. Lily stood at the sink, trying to clean her wounded hand. Pavel loomed behind her, speaking harshly in what Thunder now recognized as Romanian, but it was the mirror that revealed the truth. Lily's reflection showed fresh bruises on her neck, finger marks where someone had gripped her throat. Pavel noticed them instantly. "Hey, this is women's room, get out!" Thunder stepped fully inside, Ghost and Wizard flanking him. "Funny thing about that," Thunder said conversationally. "So is this piece of shit, but here you are." Pavel's hand moved toward his pocket. Thunder was faster, pinning the man against the wall with one fluid motion. A knife clattered to the floor, cheap but sharp enough. "Ghost, check him." Ghost's hands moved professionally over Pavel, extracting a pistol, another knife, and a phone. "Armed trafficking of minors," he noted clinically. "That's federal time, Pavel." Pavel spit out something in Romanian, struggling against Thunder's grip. Lily pressed herself against the far wall, eyes wide with fear, but also something else. Hope. "Easy, sweetheart," Wizard said gently, keeping his distance. "We saw your message. We're here to help." Thunder felt Pavel tense, preparing to shout. He increased pressure on the man's throat, not enough to kill, just enough to focus his attention. "Here's what's going to happen," Thunder said quietly. "You're going to walk out of here with us, nice and calm. You're going to open that van and let those kids out. And then you're going to tell us everything, who you work for, where you take them, all of it." Pavel's eyes darted between them. "You're not cops. You can't—" "That's right," Thunder agreed. "We're not cops. Cops have rules. We're just concerned citizens who really don't like people who hurt kids. Ghost, show him the photos from Kandahar." Ghost pulled up images on his phone, aftermath photos from a mission where they'd found a Taliban child trafficking ring. The Creative Justice Thunder's unit had dispensed before turning the survivors over to authorities. Pavel went pale. You're those bikers, the ones from the news, the soldier bikers who really don't like child traffickers," Thunder finished. "Now are we walking out of here civilized, or do I let Wizard here practice some of his field medicine? He's been wanting to see if a man can survive without kneecaps." Wizard smiled pleasantly. "It's for science." Pavel sagged in defeat. "They'll kill me. You don't know who you're messing with." "I'll take my chances." Thunder adjusted his grip. "Lily, honey, I need you to do something brave for me. Can you walk out first? Go to the bike with the blood on it. Your message. Wait there. My friend Reaper will watch you." Lily looked between them, then nodded slowly. She moved toward the door, pausing to look back at Thunder. Her lips moved, forming silent words he could read. "Thank you. Go on, sweetheart. You're safe now." After she left, Thunder's demeanor shifted to pure menace. "How many kids in the van?" "3, Pavel whispered. "Plus her. 4 total. Ages? 8 to 14. Thunder's grip tightened involuntarily. "Where were you taking them?" "Into compound. North of here. They run a circuit. Different cities, different corners. Kids beg, people give money. Sometimes—" He trailed off. "Sometimes what?" Ghost pressed. "Sometimes private buyers. Special requests." Wizard cursed creatively in 3 languages. Thunder fought the urge to snap Pavel's neck right there. Only the mission kept him focused. "Boss," Reaper's voice in his earpiece, "Lily's at your bike, but we've got movement in the van. Someone else is in there with the kids." "Another handler." "Of course." Thunder processed quickly. "How many buyers at this compound?" Pavel was sweating now. "Maybe 10 men armed. They have other kids there too. Maybe 20 total. 20 children." Thunder exchanged looks with Ghost and Wizard. This was bigger than they'd thought. "Change of plans," Thunder decided. "Pavel, you're going to make a call. Tell them you've got engine trouble. You'll be late. Buy us time. They'll know something's wrong. Then you'd better be convincing." Thunder pulled out his phone, hitting record. "But first, you're going to confess. Everything. Names, locations, the whole network. Because here's the thing, Pavel, you hurt kids. And where I come from, that's unforgivable. Your only chance of walking away from this is to give us everything." Pavel looked into Thunder's eyes and saw his death there. Not hot rage, but cold certainty. The kind of look soldiers perfected in war zones. He started talking. Outside, Lily sat on Thunder's Harley, her small hand tracing the letters she'd written in blood. Reaper stood guard, his leather vest declaring him an iron wolf, but his eyes soft with compassion. "You did good, kid," he told her, though she couldn't hear. "Real brave. We've got you now." The rest area had become a staging ground. 50 Hell's Angel, spread out but alert, ready for whatever came next. Truckers watched from a distance, somehow understanding that justice was being served in a way the system couldn't manage. In the restroom, Pavel's confession poured out, names, addresses, routes, contact numbers, a network that stretched across 3 states, dealing in society's most vulnerable. Ghost recorded everything, already composing encrypted messages to contacts who could act on the information. The compound, Thunder pressed. Layout, guards, schedules. Pavel, broken now, provided it all. A ranch property, isolated, defensible, but not against 50 military-trained bikers with a mission. "Here's what happens now," Thunder said finally. "You're going to walk out with us, get in the van, drive exactly where we tell you. One wrong move, one attempt to warn them, and you disappear. Not killed, that's too easy. Just gone. Forever wondering when we'll find you. Clear?" Pavel nodded frantically. Thunder released him, stepping back. "Ghost, call Smoke. Tell him we need the truck and the equipment, full tactical load." He looked at Wizard. "How fast can you set up a field medical station?" 20 minutes once I have supplies. I'll call in some favors, get an ambulance on standby." "Do it!" Thunder turned back to Pavel. "Time to go get those kids from the van. And Pavel, smile, act normal, because 50 sets of eyes are watching, and we've all killed men for less than what you've done." They exited the restroom, Pavel walking like a man heading to his execution, because, in a way, he was. His old life, his network, his freedom, all about to end. Thunder saw Lily still sitting on his bike, Reaper now showing her something on his phone, probably pictures of his own daughter, safe at home. The contrast hit hard. Some children were protected, loved, treasured. Others were commodities, suffering in silence. Not anymore, not on Hell's Angel watch, on Hell's Angel. As they approached the van, Thunder caught sight of his reflection in its windows. Leather vest, road dust, weapons concealed but ready. He'd left one war only to find another. But this one, saving kids, stopping predators, this one was worth fighting. "Reaper," he called out, "bring Lily. She needs to see the other kids are safe." Because the first step in healing was knowing the nightmare was over. And for Lily and those other children, their nightmare ended the moment a brave girl wrote 3 letters in blood on a Harley's tank. The real question was, how many other Lilies were out there, waiting for someone to see their silent screams? Thunder intended to find out. The white van sat like a cancer in the rest area parking lot. Thunder approached with Pavel, every muscle coiled for action. Through the tinted windows, shadows moved, another adult and 3 small forms. "Open it," Thunder commanded quietly. "Slowly." Pavel's hands shook as he knocked on the back door. 3 taps, pause, 2 taps. Code. The door cracked open, revealing another man, younger, with dead eyes. "What took so long?" The man froze, seeing the Hell's Angel surrounding the van. Thunder moved fast, yanking him out before he could react. Hammer was there instantly, securing him with zip ties. Inside the van, 3 children huddled together, 2 girls and a boy, all bearing the same hollow look as Lily. "It's okay," Wizard said gently, medical bag in hand. "We're here to help." The children didn't move, didn't speak, trained to silence through God knew what horrors. Thunder's throat tightened. Behind him, Lily stood with Reaper, her eyes fixed on the other children. "Lily," Thunder said softly, "can you help us? Show them it's safe?" Lily moved forward slowly, climbing into the van. She reached for the youngest, a girl who couldn't be more than 8, and pulled her into a hug. The dam broke. All three children collapsed into Lily, silent sobs shaking their small bodies. "Boss!" Ghost appeared at his shoulder. "Smoke's inbound with the truck. Full tactical gear, medical supplies, everything we need. 20 minutes out." Thunder nodded, his mind already planning the assault on the compound. But first, these kids needed immediate care. "Wizard, check them over. Reaper, set up a perimeter. Nobody comes near these children." He turned to Pavel. "The compound. How many kids there right now?" 15, maybe 20, Pavel stammered. "They rotate them. Fresh faces for different cities." Fresh faces, like they were inventory. Thunder's hands clenched. Ghost's phone buzzed. "Boss, I've got intel. That compound Pavel mentioned, satellite shows a ranch, main house, 2 outbuildings, isolated, single-access road. But here's the kicker. Local sheriff drives out there regular. They're paying protection. Dirty cops, of course." Thunder revised his plans. No law enforcement backup then. This would be all Hell's Angel. A pickup truck pulled up. Maria, who ran the Hell's Angel charity kitchen. She took one look at the children, and her face hardened. "Thunder, what do you need?" "Safe house. Medical care. No questions. My church has a shelter. Pastor Tom's good people. Discreet." She peered into the van. "Dear God, they're babies." "Can you take them now?" Maria shook her head. "Not until they're checked, but I'll follow wherever. These babies aren't leaving my sight." Wizard emerged from the van, face grim. Malnourished, dehydrated, signs of abuse on all of them, but no immediate medical emergencies. They can travel. "Lily," Thunder called, "would you and your friends like to go somewhere safe, with food and beds?" Lily looked at the other children, some silent communication passing between them. She nodded, then surprised everyone by walking to Thunder and taking his hand. Her lips moved. "Thank you. You brave little warrior," Thunder whispered. "You saved them all." The convoy moved with purpose, the van driven by a prospect with Pavel zip-tied in back, Maria's truck following, and a protective screen of Hell's Angel. They reached the church shelter as the sun kissed the horizon, painting the sky blood red. Pastor Tom asked no questions, just opened doors and hearts. The children were settled into clean beds, Maria coordinating food and comfort. Lily refused to leave Thunder's side until he promised to return. "Keep them safe," Thunder told the pastor. "We'll be back." "Where are you going?" Tom asked, though his eyes said he already knew. "To make sure no other kids need saving." Back at the Hell's Angel clubhouse, 50 men prepared for war. Smoke had delivered. Tactical vests, night vision, communications gear, not a full military loadout, but enough. Thunder spread satellite photos across the table. "Primary target is the children. We get them out safe. Everything else is secondary." "Ghost?" "Compounds isolated. 2 guards walking perimeter. Dogs. Main house has 10 to 15 adults based on heat signatures. Kids are in the north building. Looks like converted barn. Approach? Desert terrain. Good cover until the last 100 yards. But those dogs will alert early." Wizard raised his hand. "I've got veterinary tranquilizers. Silent, fast-acting. Dogs sleep, nobody dies. Guard positions." Ghost tapped the photos. "Here and here, armed but lazy. Cigarette breaks every hour." Thunder absorbed it all, his tactical mind creating the battle plan. "We go in quiet. 2 teams. Hammer leads Alpha Team, takes the guards and secures the perimeter. I lead Bravo, straight to the kids. Wizard and his medics stay with the vehicles until we signal all clear." "What about the adults in the main house?" Reaper asked. Thunder's smile was cold. "Once the kids are safe, they're going to have a very bad night. Rules of engagement? Weapons free if they resist, but remember, we need intel. These bastards are just one node in a network. We break them, we get information, we save more kids." The room grew quiet, each man preparing mentally. They'd done this before, in distant deserts, following different orders. But this felt more personal. This was home soil. These were American children. "Mount up in 30, Thunder ordered. "Full blackout protocol. Anyone not ready to do what's necessary, speak now." Nobody moved. 50 hard men, bound by brotherhood and purpose. As they prepared, Thunder found himself thinking about Lily, a child so traumatized she'd lost her voice, but brave enough to hurt herself for help. How many others suffered in silence? His phone buzzed. Maria, Lily's writing. She wants to tell you something. The image that came through showed a piece of paper, words scrawled in a child's hand. Save my sister. Building with horses. Red hair. Name Amy. Please. Thunder's blood chilled. Lily's sister was at the compound. He showed Ghost, who immediately pulled up records. Amy Martinez, age 10. Reported missing from Tucson 8 months ago. Red hair, green eyes. 8 months in hell. Thunder forwarded the information to his team. This mission just became even more personal. The Hell's Angel rolled out as darkness fell. 50 shadows against the desert night. No running lights, engines muffled, invisible death approaching on 2 wheels. Thunder thought about the children at the shelter, finally safe, about Lily's desperate message on his tank, about a sister waiting for rescue. The weight of the Colt against his ribs felt righteous. Some wars never ended, they just changed battlefields. The compound appeared exactly as Ghost's intel suggested, isolated, fortified, but complacent. Thunder lay prone on a ridge, night vision painting the world green. The dogs patrolled lazily, guards smoked, silhouetted against porch lights. Overwatch in position, came the whisper through comms. 3 Hell's Angel with hunting rifles covered their approach. Wizard, you're up. A shadow detached from the group, moving with surprising grace. 2 soft puffs of air, tranquilizer darts finding their marks. The dogs stumbled, then lay still. Alpha, move! Hammer's team flowed like water, using desert scrub for cover. Thunder watched the guards, timing their patterns. There, both looking away. Execute! Silent violence. Hammer's team struck simultaneously, guards dropping unconscious before alarms could sound. Professional, clean, merciful, considering what these men enabled. Perimeter secure, no alerts. Bravo, we're moving! Thunder led his team toward the converted barn. Intel suggested 20 kids inside, but only 2 adult minders at night. Easy odds. They reached the barn door, padlocked, but Ghost had bolt cutters. The lock parted with a soft click. Thunder eased the door open, weapon ready. The smell hit first. Unwashed bodies, fear, despair. Rows of mattresses on the floor, each holding a small form. One guard dozed in a chair. The other was... Thunder moved, hand over the man's mouth, arm around his throat. A brief struggle, then stillness. Beside him, Reaper handled the sleeping guard. No killing. Unconscious men could provide intel. "Clear," Thunder whispered. "Wizard, get in here." The medical team entered, headlamps illuminating heartbreak. Children aged 6 to 14, some awake but too terrified to scream. Thunder spotted her immediately, red hair catching the light. "Amy, it's okay," Wizard soothed, his voice barely above a whisper. "We're here to take you home." Thunder knelt by Amy's mattress. The girl's eyes were Lily's eyes, traumatized but still fighting. "Amy, your sister Lily sent us. She's safe. She wanted us to find you." Amy's composure shattered. She lunged at Thunder, small arms wrapping around his neck, tears soaking his vest. Around them, other children began to hope. Ghost? Status on main house? Movement inside. They know something's wrong. Of course, these operations had safeguards. Thunder made a decision. "Wizard, start moving kids to the vehicles. Hammer, prepare to breach the main house. We need their computers, their records." "Boss," Reaper called softly, "you need to see this." A locked room at the barn's back. Inside, filing cabinets and a laptop. The business end of horror. Records, photos, client lists, evidence. "Ghost, secure all of it. Every file, every byte." Gunfire erupted from the main house. Thunder's team responded instantly. Disciplined fire keeping the traffickers pinned. This wasn't a fight. It was suppression while children escaped. "Kids are loading," Wizard reported. 2 minutes. "Main house attempting breakout," Hammer called. 3 vehicles starting up. "Overwatch, stop those vehicles. Engine blocks only." Precision rifle fire cracked across the desert. Engines died, steam rising. The traffickers were trapped. All children secure, Wizard confirmed. 19 total, all stable. Thunder felt the weight lift slightly. Mission accomplished. Now for justice. Hammer, breach, and clear. Alive if possible. What followed was textbook. Flashbangs, overwhelming force, surgical violence. Within minutes, 12 traffickers knelt zip-tied in the dirt, their empire in ruins. Thunder stood before them, dawn breaking across the desert. You're done. Your network, your contacts, your protection, all done. The FBI will be here soon, and you'll deal with them. But first, you deal with us. He gestured to Ghost, who'd already penetrated their digital security. Bank accounts emptied, your bought cops exposed. Every child you've sold we're finding. Every client we're visiting. One trafficker, older, supposedly the boss, spit at Thunder's feet. You have no idea who you're messing with. Thunder smiled coldly. Neither did you. The FBI arrived 2 hours later, finding a neat package. Traffickers secured, evidence catalogued, children safe with medical care. The special agent in charge, Sarah Coleman, surveyed the scene with professional appreciation. Hell's Angel? She asked Thunder. Just concerned citizens who stumbled onto something terrible. She almost smiled. Concerned citizens with military precision and tactical gear? We're very concerned. Coleman grew serious. The children? Safe. Church shelter in town. Pastor Tom's expecting you. And you just happened to find all this evidence. Thunder handed her a flash drive. Everything's there, including which of your colleagues have been taking bribes. Coleman pocketed the drive. Officially, I should arrest you all. Unofficially. Thank you. We've been hunting this network for 2 years. Never could get close enough. Thunder nodded toward the kneeling traffickers. Sometimes it takes someone willing to get dirty. As federal vehicles arrived and the scene transformed into official chaos, Thunder slipped away. His phone buzzed constantly. Updates from the shelter, medical reports, reunion plans. But one message stood out. A photo from Maria, Lily and Amy together, holding hands, both wearing small Hell's Angel patches Maria had found. Lily held a notepad. Thank you doesn't feel big enough. Thunder saved the photo, then looked at his bike. The blood had dried to rust, those 3 letters still visible. He wouldn't wash them off. Some messages deserved to remain. The Hell's Angel regrouped at their clubhouse, exhausted but victorious. 50 men who'd answered a child's silent scream and discovered a mission worth any risk. What now, boss? Hammer asked. Thunder pulled out the list Ghost had compiled. Other nodes, other operations, other children waiting for rescue. Now, we keep riding, we keep watching, we keep protecting. Because Lily had taught them something profound. Sometimes the smallest voices carry the most important messages. And sometimes angels wear leather and ride Harleys and appear exactly when desperate children need them most. The war wasn't over. It had just begun. But for 19 children, freedom roared in on motorcycles, and that was enough for today. Thunder started his bike, that familiar rumble now carrying new purpose. Somewhere out there, another Lily might be gathering courage for a desperate plea. The Hell's Angel would be ready.